Hello everyone and welcome back to Beyond Basics Season 2, a show for youth and by youth where we discuss truth, beauty and goodness in our church and in our world because we are Beyond Basic. I'm your host Tessa Habet and I'm here again with my co-host
Loreto, Pelayo. I am here.
Yes, he is here today. We're both here, but we're also accompanied by one more person who we will announce in a bit. But Loreto, you know, our last episode, we really had a great time.
Yeah, and I think our viewers thought we had a great time too. You know, the people who skipped in, you know, people have a shorter attention span these days, so I guess they skipped the introduction. I need to re-emphasize, that was sparkling cider. That's a non-alcoholic beverage.
Yes, we do have to emphasize that. But if you're curious as to what we're talking about, you can go back and watch our first episode. This is also our second season, as I mentioned before. So we did have a first season, which was like 2 years ago. So if you're new here and you haven't seen the first season, or you have seen the first season and you're just coming back for a second season, this is the same show, slightly different hosts, but it's basically the same idea, just a show where we have fun and we do creative things. And this season is going to be exciting. We have a lot of great guests lined up, one of which is right next to me. And I'm really excited for this episode. So without further ado, we're going to introduce our first guest of the season, Miss Nora Arana. Hi, Miss Nora.
Hi. Thank you for having me. Tessa.
Yes, this is such a great pleasure. She is the youth director for the diocese, and we're going to be talking a little bit about what that means in a bit. But a fun fact is that she actually taught Loreto.
Yes, that's one of the best teachers during my time at SJC. It's funny how life is. I'm actually very happy to have her here today. It's like a reunion of sorts.
No, yeah, this feels like a reunion. This is really nice to see you guys reconnect.
You know, and it's funny because then I think back then she was a teacher and then I was a teacher at SJC for some time too. So I think now we have like this shared past of sorts.
Yeah. And I forgot to mention that in your introduction last week, Loreto used to be a teacher.
For 3 months.
A brief stint.
I think that I actually left a profound impact on my students there. They're always clamoring for me to be back. Take notes, SJC.
Humility! He's like, they loved me. This is awesome. Well, yeah, so Miss Arana, just tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us about your position. Yeah, just about you, what you like to do for fun. Yeah, all the things.
All right, well, let me say my name again, introduce myself. I'm Miss Nora Arana, and like Loreto said, I was a teacher for some years, and I taught Loreto in second form. I am the religion teacher. I am the new youth coordinator for the diocese, and I am excited, renewed, I'm still in shock and in amazement of my new position, and I look forward to doing what I could do for the youth in our faith and youth outside of our faith as well. Yeah. What was it? What else? What do I do for fun? I am a pretty boring person.
I don't think so.
I am boring.
No, you're not boring.
I am
in the room and you just asserted your person. I was like, this person. big, like you just have a big personality?
I have a big, boring personality.
Who's your favorite artist?
There isn't one.
Pick a top 3.
Top 3 in which genre of music?
Top 3 genres, then top 3.
I love pop music. I still jam out to NSYNC and the Backstreet Boys. Like, I'm stuck in 1999.
Okay.
That's not a
I forgot for Tessa's introduction to mention she's a Taylor Swift mega fan.
I love Taylor Swift. Shake it off, shake it off. That's my jam. Like, that's my jam.
You know, fun fact, I think one of the sax players who used to tour with Taylor Swift taught me some lessons for jazz. This guy, Chad LB, I took some lessons with him at one point. He toured with Taylor Swift and played saxophone at one point.
Did you touch him?
No, this was over Zoom.
Oh man.
I mean, I love pop music, but I also love our local music and our local artists too. So, and I'm always vibing to soca music. Like,
but do you vibe to the music from the Loreto Pelayo trio?
From who?
I'm sorry. I'm not that big. Maybe I know J Cass.
Yes.
And
you know J Cass.
Fun fact, yours truly played the guitar intro on one of J Cass's tunes from his first EP. A lot of people don't know that. See, a lot of heavy. This should have been in episode 1. You're the focus. Why am I stealing your thunder?
You're not stealing my thunder. I'm sharing the limelight with you. After all, you're one of my favorite students, Laura.
Wow, we have that on camera. We have that on tape.
Loreto Pelayo.
Edit that out. Oh, wait, no, it's live.
Now everyone knows Loreto was one of your favorite students.
He was.
Yeah.
He was.
No shame.
No shame.
Well.
Yeah. So, I mean.
What about Dexter Daps?
We shall not speak of Dexter Daps on this platform.
Okay. Next question. To move on. But yeah, so just tell us about your position.
Okay, so basically, you know, I'm using the word basically, and I hate it when students use basically.
I know they use ChatGPT.
Oh, man. So the youth coordinator position basically, again, is like a connector. When you think of an extension cord, right, you need to lengthen power to get power. The youth coordinator, in my view, is like an extension cord to the faith, right? We extend power. We want to attract the youth so we can like add power to our faith and to our church, add numbers to our church. So that's how I view my position. I'm like an extension cord, you know. We hope to reach young people. We hope to plug them in, yes. We hope to connect young people or reconnect young people to the faith and to the church.
Yeah. How do you have like any plans for like how you want to do that?
Well, I'm more of a liaison, right? But hands-on when it comes to like this year, we're having the youth rally, and that's slated for October.
Wow.
And we're working the details and the planning for that right now. But I'm more of a liaison, a connector, to help youth groups and young adults throughout Belize to connect them to different parishes. If you want to join a group, if you're interested in groups, I want to know, like, you know, like St. Belize City does, and my parish is St. Martin's. So does St. Martin's have a youth group? Yes, we do. How do I could give you information on that and who to speak to and things like that. Kind of like a youth directory of sorts.
I see.
Yes.
So you have all the links.
Yes, the link up. The link up. The connect. Right.
No, yeah, I actually didn't know that.
Yeah.
Like that was what the youth director did.
Yeah, because I believe your position was recently announced at the ordination.
Yes, last week, Saturday, yes.
Yeah,
They heard my name.
Yeah, I saw you. You stood up at the back and I saw that gleeful smile in your face.
Ready
to serve.
And my wave. You know, I did my wave. You want to see it one more time?
One more time.
I don't want you to forget. It's my wave.
Your wave. Yeah. I do remember, the ordination, which was a really great
That was a beautiful mass, right?
Oh, I loved it.
First time, and I was like, wow, you know, it was a beautiful mass.
Yeah, and I think, is it the first mass you've that the bishop presided over that you've been to? Or at least in recent.
In recent, yes.
Because he was away for like about a year or so.
Yeah, he was away for a little bit. Yeah, maybe a year. Yeah.
That was a beautiful mass, and like it's etched in my.
Yeah, because all the communities from like all different parts of the country, like I was there from like an hour before, and 2 buses were arriving, and like people in the church from all over the country to support these 2 men. And I went to their deacon ordination too, and it was full, like place was packed, and just the way that it shows that they were supporting these men in their vocation.
Yeah,
and the fact
we have to pray for them too, because it's not easy.
No,
it's not easy.
To pray for more.
Yeah, and pray for more.
And speaking of more, how do you think that we could get more? I think it's pretty clear that we need to focus on the youth in terms of growing the faith, because you know this might, some people don't like to hear it, but look at the average age of a mass goer, of someone in the congregation. I know at my parish at St. Joseph, most people are like in their 50s, 60s, 70s. I don't really see much young people. John from Guadalupe Media, he's always at mass, but it's not like, it's not the youth hub, you know. No one gets together and say, hey, let's meet up at Sunday mass, and then grab a lunch at I don't know, Redison afterwards.
Dude, I would love that. Like if there were other young people at church and they were like, yo,
let's
hey,
do brunch after.
Let's
do brunch.
Yeah, exactly. I would love that.
Let's feast on the body,
like,
blood, soul,
culture.
And divinity of Christ, and then feast on something else afterwards.
Exactly. That culture would just, I think,
how can we get that? We don't.
Yeah.
And I think that's like something we need to work hard on right now.
I don't have the answer to that. And that's loaded. It's a loaded question. What I can say is that
it's a tough one.
It's a really tough question. It's a really loaded question. And how do you do that when we have so much distractions?
What do you think the young people are distracted with?
Things, like everything.
Yeah,
like everything is at disposal, at your fingertips. They're just distracted. Even I have gone down the TikTok rabbit hole.
Yeah, I in some funerals that you have people letting their kids be on their tablets during the mass.
Yeah, it's just weird that you have to, like, I don't know. I don't have the answer to that. I could say even when I was younger, I'm going to say when I was younger, I too had my moments where I did not want to engage and go to church. I'd rather stay in and sleep.
I think all of us had those moments.
It wasn't until I was
especially if you're
older.
going to 8 o'clock mass.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't until I was older and it was like, okay, faith is important, and I love going to church.
Yeah. When did that happen for you? Like,
that happened, let's see. It's a long story. I'm going to try my best to make it short.
You don't have to make it short. We have an hour.
I'll condense it still. So I remember when I was at junior college, I met, I'm not going to name drop. I don't want to name drop anybody. But when I was at SJC, that's where I found a little bit of my faith, and I started becoming active in campus ministry. And then from campus ministry, I was involved in more youth and young adult activities. I was a part of a Garifuna youth group, and of course, faith was involved in that too. The people in my life lived an exemplary life. I would say they led by example. I went away to college and I went to a Catholic university. I became a Eucharistic minister. I was living, and I just kind of stuck with it. Yeah. So I would say in sixth form. Yeah. I stuck with it. I kind of got shaky, but I'm strong. Back
Okay. That's pretty amazing that you said that, because SJC is a Catholic Jesuit institution, and so what role do you think that schools play in the evangelization to youth, and what do you think is the state of that in Belize right now?
Oh my gosh, you're asking such loaded questions.
They're tough questions.
And I'm not sure if I am equipped to answer those questions. I don't think I have the tools to answer that question.
Mm-hmm.
And I apologize for that and being open and honest that I don't think I'm able to, but I will say most Catholics go to Catholic school, we go to Catholic church, and by tradition, and while school plays a role, home plays a even bigger role.
So the family
Yes.
is of utmost importance.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're in family one.
And
Yeah.
family one.
We are in
So,
family one.
That's my best stab at answering that.
So you're saying focus on the family.
Yes.
Yeah. I agree.
I
I
think
think
home is your first education. You get your first education at home.
So you're saying that as long as they're well catechized at home, have loving parents, grow up in the faith, have that vigor, that no matter where they are placed, whether it's in a public school, private school, Catholic school, that the faith will live on through that.
Just the way you worded that, yes. Your words.
Okay.
I agree with that.
Yeah. I think the family is important because even Father Shahir, one of the guys that got ordained, we interviewed him and we asked him like if he has any words to young people, and the first thing he said was pray for families. Yeah. He said before you pray for vocations, pray for families, because if we don't have holy families, we don't have holy vocations. Like it all stems from
everything is it's all connected, so it's all connected.
I agree. I think it's twofold. I think that because like for you got your faith from school, like it was from your school.
But I have to say also too, I come from a Catholic home.
Yeah.
My mom, her parents, and their parents all staunched Catholics.
Yeah.
So it's from inception. Yeah. So from I was in the womb.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me too.
So,
I think like young people these days, I'm not sure what I would call it. Maybe like a sort of agnosticism. Like some are atheists, and I think you remember like in my own run there were atheists, and I'll tell you a very fascinating story. And I think I won't call names, but I think you know who I'm talking about. Recently, I spoke to him, and he was talking about he was considering converting to Catholicism, which is a big shocker. So what do you think could lead those people like who are outside of growing up in the faith back to the one holy Catholic and Apostolic Church?
Dude, you and your questions. You're like bop when I'm trying to bob and weave. That again is heavy. And I think when people have life experiences, when people go through things, young, old, they see the light. Right? So
just like it's revealed to them.
Yeah. I can't speak to specifics, but I'm saying sometimes, I don't want to use the word trauma. I'll stick to experiences. Sometimes experiences that people go through, they hold on to something.
So when you're at your lowest point, you can experience the greatest change.
Yes.
Yeah.
I took that from a TV show.
Which TV show is that?
Remember in high school we used to always talk about the legend of Korra?
Who is still the best avatar, by the way. No. Who is better, and I'll say this, where's the camera? Better than Avatar Aang.
Never.
Legend of Korra. I'll say it again.
That will not be a popular opinion.
Do not edit this out. Korra is better than Aang.
Well, lucky it's live, it can't be edited out.
I said it on here.
Yeah. But no, like I remember when I was in high school, this one time a doctor came and like gave a speech to our class, and it was like, yeah, so like sometimes when you have to tell a family like, you know, that their loved one's about to pass away, like that's one of the hardest things we go through as doctors. And he said, so you know, you tell them like start praying and whatever. And then one of the classmates who was an atheist, she said, what if the family's atheist? He said, sweetie, there's no atheist in a foxhole. Like when things are rough, like you have to have something to turn to, even if that's like pragmatic in thinking, but that's like why it's so natural for us as human beings to have religion. There's no civilization in history that didn't have a religion. They had some belief system, some concept of God, because as human beings, it's natural for us to turn to something higher, even if it's for an explanation. It's like, why are we here? Makes no sense.
True.
That we're here, and that we're rational. And it's like, why do we ask these questions? You know, why do we feel sad?
I think that goes back to what you were saying. It was actually very profound when I asked you, what are the young people distracted by, and you said things.
Yeah, that was actually really deep. Just like things, just like material things.
Yeah, we're distracted by the material world. We fail to see the metaphysical reality that exists around us.
Yeah.
So deep.
Big words, metaphysical.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that it's so fitting that the biggest thing, like technology it's quite clever. It just distracts you from reality, like a complete no, you don't have to worry or think about anything. Just desensitizes people to
But
reality.
technology is also good.
It
really
is
good. In life, you have to have balance. So
yeah,
it is good. I think just a lack of balance. A lack of balance is the cause for many occurrences and things that, you know, happen with young people.
Yeah, I agree. Virtue. I need virtue.
Balance. But it's okay to go off balance too, as long as you collect yourself back.
Yeah.
You know, stay off balance. You have to collect yourself back.
Are you trying to like segue into the next Avatar reference?
No, I'm not. But Korra was the best, and I'll say that over and over again.
The thesis of the entire episode is just Korra was the best.
Korra is the best.
We can turn this whole episode into a debate on that, so I don't think we should go much deeper.
First of all, she was female avatar. I mean, she was an avatar of her time, her era. You know, Aang was just on a long quest. Korra did things.
You know, I would say Aang is kind of like, who could I say, Pope John Paul II, and Korra is like Father James Martin SJ.
Oh Lord, I'll drink water.
Okay, so
moving right along.
That's a Muppet song.
Are we gonna debate about Muppets now?
No.
No one saw the Muppet movie?
No.
I don't remember. I don't recall. I
didn't see it.
Maybe the next guest will have seen the Muppet movie.
Probably.
Maybe.
You know, I think this shows that last week's question, I know more pop culture than you.
No, because I know a different sector of pop culture that's probably wider than your sector of pop. I know about Taylor Swift, okay?
I too know about Taylor Swift.
Exactly.
I too know about Taylor Swift.
We're hip.
You're hip.
We're in the know.
You're beyond basic.
We are beyond basic.
You know that
honestly.
I need to tell the story. I was shopping for groceries. And
where?
Twin supermarkets. I'll refrain from commenting. And I was in the meats aisle, and there was what was it called? There's like a Beyond Beef.
Beyond Beef, yes.
Beyond
so
beef.
It's not meat.
It's not meat.
It's not meat. So
we're not basic. I guess. And I think Tavern has the Beyond Burger.
Yeah.
Are we vegetarian?
No, we are not. We eat meat.
I eat meat.
I love meat.
I eat meat.
But
no shame, no shade on anybody
who's
a vegetarian.
The Eastern Orthodox take a vegan, an Eastern Catholics take a vegan diet for like most of the year. You know, they fast with like a pretty much vegan diet for the entirety of Lent. They have this Advent fast. I think I'm sure like some of the solemnities
pretty cool.
of
That's
Mary.
discipline.
Yes, Easter is
That's
very
discipline.
disciplined.
That's
I like
discipline.
that. I actually do like that.
I tried it this
Really
Lent.
cool.
It was hard, let me tell you that.
Did you try it?
No, I pretty much did it. I broke one rule.
Wow.
I think the East only uses olive oil on the weekends. So like during the week you have to go pretty hardcore with, you know, the raw broccoli and stuff. But on the weekends you could, you know, you could get your little sauteed dish. You could cheat a little. And if you drink wine, you could have drunk wine. But I had to get the olive oil in all week long. I went on a pretty high shrimp diet.
God bless your heart, bro. That's intense.
Yeah.
Was intense.
Yeah.
That's no. I'm good.
I'm not sure if I recommend it.
I'm good. I'm good.
But it was an experience.
Thank God we're Roman Catholic. We don't have to do those things. Yeah, it's so funny.
I'd do it if I had to.
Yeah, it's so funny because I think about like a lot of people would say that the church is really strict when like compared to the Eastern Rite.
Yeah.
We have it good. Like, I don't think we're that strict, personally. But I would, like another question I have is, like, what do you think, like some examples of things that the church is doing that is just falling flat when it comes to young people? Like things that we're doing wrong in terms of evangelization, specifically to young people.
I have to think. I used to be younger.
Younger.
I used to be younger. When I was a youth, we had a lot of youth activities. I remember being excited for like the jamboree, youth jamboree, different youth-centered activities, and I don't know when or even why it happened, but somehow it seems like that kind of rolled back, and that's unfortunate. As a youth coordinator, we hope to bring back some of the things that we did that worked for us, and do some other things too, try to be creative and do some other things to bring back the young to our faith. I believe, me personally, this is Miss Arana Nora speaking, that we said that the young is distracted by things, and I'm sorry, but technology will only improve and we will only get more distracted, I think, and so we have to find a way to somehow use these new technologies, these new mediums like TikTok, to, I don't know, push and advertise our aims and our goals to young people. So we too have to move with technology.
I agree. Yeah, I think because it's like we're out. That's where all the young people's attention is, and we're very much outnumbered as a church on social media. It's like all they get is the secular media and all these messaging and these things that, you know, are not good and are not for their betterment. And then, well, not their, our betterment. And then, you know, we don't see that good engaging content on there. So it's like when we want entertainment, we go to Netflix, which has nothing good. And we go to like
Netflix, nothing good.
Very little.
We've been on this like pop culture thing. We've been talking about Avatar and you know. So I think we should ask her.
Are those even still on?
Like, what do you think about the current state of, you know, like TV shows and movies, like when it comes to?
I don't watch a lot of TV now, so I don't know what's on. I don't know what the program
is. It's getting worse. Like,
I don't know what is on. I'm not engaged with.
I think simply put, we could say like even the most family friendly companies like Disney, like I'm sure Pixar. I'm sure you remember Toy Story, The Incredibles, Ratatouille.
Are you trying to date me? Like, are you trying to put it? Okay.
I'm sure we remember this. No, but like Ratatouille is like peak fiction, peak animation, and now we have like Lightyear, and what's the other one? Recent one, like Elemental, and all of them
I have no clue what you're talking about.
That's good. That's good. Don't watch them. They're not good. They're not good movies. But there's a lot of content in them that to make this safe for TV, it goes against Catholic teaching. To put it safely.
I think it like desensitizes in a way, like young people, so that we think these behaviors are normal. Like certain things are like, oh yeah, like that's expected, like you should be doing that. And I remember like when I was younger, I would see these things and I'd, be like, wait, am I supposed to be doing that? Like, and people when like, so like my story is like I was very religious and then I was not at all, and then I like came back to the faith. And so when I would be told by older friends or cousins, just like, don't worry, when you get my age, you're going to be just like me and you're going to be doing these things that now you think it's wrong, but when you get older, like this is what every young person does. And then fall into that trap. And it's like you think that there's no other option. Like you must be doing these things. Like there's no outlet. There's no like other way.
Like something is wrong with you if you're not doing things.
And it's just like, it's not true. And I think that that's kind of the solution. Like as a church, like I think you were saying earlier, like we have to show that we don't have to be boring.
Yeah.
Like we don't have to be boring.
Being Catholic doesn't mean you're boring.
Exactly.
We all have a light. We all have color. You live a life in color.
Yeah.
I also like going back to the family. I could speak on my experience as a young person growing up in a Catholic home. That finding a way to communicate with your parents is important. In a way, you can. I wasn't allowed to watch anything on TV, and we've always had cable TV.
I remember the stories about the Nintendo 64.
I did not even own a video game. I don't know how to play video games. My mom never bought that for us. Our friends had. Yeah. And the first time I saw Nintendo 64, God, I just dated myself. Oh my goodness. The first time I saw one, I was like, whoa, pretty cool. But I had no idea because we were just not like, we just didn't have them. I prefer board games. Even now, I'm like, let's go play Scrabble. I'm old school. But it's important for communication. And as a parent myself, I control the TV. Yeah. I control the device. And I don't know. I can only speak for myself, and I would hope that that take control of those devices.
Yeah, you can't trust the internet nowadays. It's just, and also I just think that it's not even the content, but also the medium. It's like, so like I'm a computer science major. Like I think technology is pretty cool. I really like it, social media. I like social media, but it's just that I showed Loreto a video today, and we were watching this video, and we thought it was very insightful. And it was these two youth group leaders, and they are also teachers, and they were saying that before COVID, their students, they would say stuff about like the saints or the martyrs and stuff. They would like give stories about the saints, and the students would be like, oh my gosh, that's so cool, like I've never heard these things, like these people actually lived and they actually did these things. But now they don't get as much of a reaction as they did those years ago. And one of the teachers asked the students, like, why are you guys not excited? Like, you don't get excited about anything. Like, you're so like bland and just in a way boring. Like, you don't have a reaction about anything. And they said, well, sir, it's just that all day we're being, on our devices, and there's way cooler stuff on TikTok. And, like I just saw a spider doing the like bachata or something. Like, bro, like what you're telling me is like, and it's like these super hyper edited things on TikTok that catch our attention nowadays, when we hear reality and like actual awesome things that God is doing, or like miracles or the saints. We're just like, okay, like it's another cool thing that I've seen in the past 24 hours. What else do you have? Just like this desensitization, it's that type of thing.
That's, I don't know. I think that too, but what can we do? We either stay behind or we find a creative way to, you know, I want to say hype up ourselves, show ourselves being fun and colorful, because TikTok is not going away, you know.
And if it does go away, something else is going to replace it.
TikTok 2.0.
Yeah, something different.
Instagram isn't going away. Oh my gosh, we're at what, 10G now in the US? Like, it's, the speed is just going to get speedier. So we either get left behind or we get creative and use the mediums to try and bring it. And that's not to say that that's the only thing. We continue with the shows like Beyond Basic. We show that, you know, we're with young people who have pretty cool personalities and I would say, hang, you know?
Yeah.
So you continue doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
Because you're not boring by any means.
Thank you.
And I need you to write me a recommendation.
I got you. So.
And I need to get it from Loreto. Pelayo is not boring.
Oh my God. I recommend without any reservations.
Nice.
Okay. I got you. I got
Frame
you.
that, put that in your office.
I got you.
Yeah, Loreto Pelayo is Beyond Basic.
Hopefully you can get like the diocesan stamp. This hereby certifies that Loreto
I don't know about that stamp now. I don't know about that. That stamp is a bit much, but you know, maybe at least signature and scribble it down for me.
We'll make a plaque for every guest and for the host that we can keep as a souvenir, and it'll just have your name is Beyond Basic. After you've been on the show, then you are officially.
No, we have to follow through that we're on camera. We can't hide from it.
I love it. I am Beyond Basic.
You are. I agree.
My Thanos snap. I am inevitable.
You got that, Justin? That's a perfect reel right there.
The Thanos snap. Yeah, no, that was a good reel. Please put that on Instagram. If you're not following our Instagram, please follow our Instagram. We're Guadalupe Media Belize in Instagram. Speaking of social media and technology and all the things that we're trying to keep up, guys, please help follow us. But yeah, I think you're right. But I also think it's interesting, like you were talking about, like the churches and like the median age in churches, which like I'm studying in the States and I've been to many different types of churches, and the churches where there's the most youth attendance, ironically, is the Latin Mass.
Yeah, I've heard that.
The traditional Latin Mass. Like I've been to regular like parishes like ours in Belize. Median age is like 70. And there's like I walk in and they're like, a young person, oh my gosh, fresh meat, and they're just like calling, hi, what's your name? And it's like so funny because there's nobody there, and there's like two people and then like the priest and whatever.
It's funny because like when you're dating, you're not supposed to come off desperate.
That's what I've heard.
And so when you show that you're
I've
desperate,
heard
young people come to church, it's like,
I think I've heard like young people on the internet say, yeah, like when I go to a church and everyone's like, oh my gosh, it's a young person, let's just like ask her if she wants to be a nun. And then it's like, whoa.
Just like, you know, just
like,
be cool, be cool,
exactly,
be cool.
like, be cool.
Just be cool.
Tips if you want to get the young person to go on a second date with your church, do not ask for marriage the first date.
You know, because that's kind of intense. Just be cool.
Exactly. Just like, you know, hi.
Welcome.
See
you again. Goodbye. See you again next week.
Yeah, exactly. Just like chill. Because so like I would go to those parishes and like that's their response. I'm like, okay, goodbye. But then when I go to like the Latin Mass parishes, you can't find a seat. It's like full. There's the median age is 25 and they have like 20 kids. I'm not even kidding. Like you have babies in every corner of the church, and there's a lot of like it's literally full to the brim. And I don't know why. Like, why is the silent mass the one that has the most like, you know, attendance?
There's something about it, obviously. We could use it, adopt it. try to recreate it and see if it'll work for us. We just have to find something that will work for us.
Yeah.
That's it. And we need to remain positive, remain steadfast, and not come off too desperate.
Yeah. Be like, oh my gosh.
Just hold faith. Do things, as your heart compels.
Yeah, I agree. I think that as young people, we're kind of tired of like the same old. Like we want something substantial.
I'll say this, and this is cliche. Be the change you want to see.
Yeah.
Be the change you want to see. Get involved in your parish.
I agree, yeah.
So
yeah,
you can't just rely on that. I want to see. Be the change you want to be. Get involved.
Yeah, that's true. A lot of us like to just like, oh, well, my parish is like this. Well, then, like...
Get involved.
Yeah,
be the change.
Something different.
Go and help. Go and assist. Volunteer.
Yeah. Another thing that, like, I want to mention or I want to, like, speak to is, like, you were a teacher,
Yes, I was.
Yes.
In a former life.
Yes, in a former life. And I think that, I don't know, I think that in, like, our schools, a lot of, like, older people tend to think we're stupid. Like, they think we can't handle everything. They like water down the truth, or they think, oh, like they can't take it, like we'll just like kind of like.
All right, so I'll say this because I'm not as young as I used to be. I am older now, and there was a time when I was young, I was like, oh, these adults know nothing, they can't understand, they don't understand. Ugh. And now that I'm older, I'm realizing maybe I should have been a little bit more open to what older people used to say. Maybe I should have been a bit more, I'd say, humble as a young person and listen to what older people say. Because the facts are that you are not as experienced as someone who is 5 years older than you. When I say experience, I mean in life experiences. But I do agree.
I think they're not. I think the problem is, like, what I'm getting at is they're not saying what they want to say.
Well, the facts are, again, as an older person now, that I would say this, and it's not a debate between old and young. It's just that, let me say this. The facts are there are some things that young people can't at a certain point in life until they're older and have some experience can break down and analyze, right? So the older you get, the more experience you have, the more interaction with people, places, then I believe then you can be more analytical. How some older people bring across information, it may seem like they're talking down to you and not talking to you, and that's down to the individual personality. I don't believe that the intent is to completely offend or dismiss or be dismissive. But I do want us to believe that the younger you are, the less analytical you can be. And so some information, whatever it is, need to be given medicinally by doses until you can fully comprehend and understand when you're older. It's generally like speaking to what you're saying, not specifically. Like, I was a typical, I don't want to hear it from older persons when I was younger. And now that I'm older and have gone through some things in life, in school, in university, have experienced, have traveled, I'm like, yeah, there are some things that maybe I should have just listened and done it the way the adults said, because, there are a few adults that really do know better.
Yeah. No, I agree. I all 100% like older people, like we have to listen to we have to be passed down. Like I think that the faith needs to be passed down through generations. And I think that a lot of people aren't passing it down.
That's what you believe?
I think so.
Okay. All right.
I think that it's like, at least from what I've heard, like people have told me directly, like they can't handle it. the younger people can't handle like the faith. We can't. And I just think that, like, I've also talked to people who said, like, because I just think that in our schools we're being poorly catechized. We're not getting the fullness of the faith that we should, or that I think we can be given.
And this is where maybe I might slightly disagree with you, because in schools we have infant 1, infant 2, standard 1, and so forth. And we learn and practice as we go along, right? So you're not fully until like your full circle. So I think that we continually learn. We make mistakes, we learn, and we go on. We make mistakes, we learn, and we go on. So, and we learn in various ways. Right? You know, some people are, like they say, hands-on. Some people are visual learners. People learn. Some people are auditory. Right? I think learning and faith isn't linear. So you use the word catechesis. There we have the fundamentals, but you practice throughout life. So learning continues. It's not just in school, it's just in life. And I don't think it's fair to just put it on schools.
You know, I think I've seen, you know, when I was there at HSC for a bit, I was very interested in what they were learning in religious class, you know, for obvious reasons. And I think people would say even in my music class, it would you know, have that element of Catholicism in there. But I looked at notes, and, you know, the notes themselves were, you know, pretty okay. Like, you got stuff like, in the year 105, Saint Ignatius of Antioch was the first person to use the word Catholic, yada, yada, yada. So I think I think the textbook they use is pretty solid. So I'm not sure if I'd put the problem necessarily on in-class instruction. But I'd have a little bit of leeway there. But I think maybe what Tessa might be hitting at is that, okay, you have this information in the classroom. Mm-hmm. Now, what do you do with it? Do you go to mass in an overcrowded and hot gym for an hour once a month, and then receive communion in a very irreverent way, and then return back to class? Like, is that how the schools are going to help build you in the faith, or like how I think you know, learning like, I think when I was, 13 or 14, when I was in your religion class, when I was taking that Pharisees and Sadducees quiz, I don't think I cared who the Pharisees or Sadducees were. I just remembered when you would show interesting, funny videos in class. I think as a teen, that was kind of my focus.
But you remembered you had a quiz on the Sadducees? I
remembered the quiz on the Sadducees.
And the Pharisees. You remember something, because I used funny videos that link to the content, trying to be creative, because everybody's so creative, right? Mm-hmm. What was my point? I lost my point.
I think I was mentioning that it's beyond just like teaching the information in the classroom. It's the school providing an outlet for students to live the faith, or grow in the faith, or find something beautiful about the faith that captivates them. I think is that what you're getting at, Tessa?
Yeah, like, I just think, because we were talking about like how to evangelize youths, and like there are different layers. Like, you have to have good youth groups, you have to have good families, but the schools are so important because everybody goes to school. And in Belize, we have such a big, like, our Catholic schools have a big presence. Like, the majority of the population is going to like our bigger Catholic schools, and so the Catholic schools have to be solid. Mm-hmm. And I don't think that they're, you know.
So what about the individual Catholic? How do they express themselves as young people in schools? Because I learned everything about, not everything, but some things about being Catholic in primary school. So at what point in primary school and high school do we forget what teachers taught us and what we learned and what we practiced in elementary school? I went to a Catholic elementary school, St. Ignatius. class of 96. Big up.
I think the
Where do we lose that?
I think the obvious point is after confirmation.
So why?
Because I think people see these things as, I think, honestly, I think some people might see it as kind of like the quinceañera of Catholicism. Like your confirmation.
So we have to find a way, a creative. I'm using the word creative, interesting, intriguing way of keeping our young involved. It's not just about the sacraments. It's about the way you live.
And that's why because then that's when they go to high school.
Right. So that transitional period from standard 5 to first form.
Or you could say that there's this illusion of activity within the church because mass attendance is required. And so within that age range, you go to mass every Sunday.
Church is important. Going to mass is utmost. We must, right?
But I'm saying that the requirement to go to mass to attain, first Holy Communion or confirmation, there's no mass requirement in high school. Your parents don't have to.
But I feel like if you require individuals to go to mass, then that's not the.
Yeah, I'm not saying that's a solution,
you don't want that.
But I'm saying that it kind of creates this I'm not sure, this image in our minds that there was more going on in primary school.
Yeah, I think the reality is that the church is beautiful, and our faith is good, so we don't have to I think we just have to convey that. I think there's nothing we don't have to make up our church is beautiful.
We don't need a gimmick. We have a beautiful church. We have a rich church.
We have our faith full of truth,
right? We don't have to be gimmicky.
Maybe not force them to go to mass, but show them, make them love it.
Cross.
Make them love the mass.
That would be cool.
So they want to go.
That would be very cool.
Just back here.
Really cool. That would be really cool. I like color, so I'm different. I just think I don't know. We gotta continue doing what we're doing. Again, I'm pushing shows like Beyond Basic. And we just have to remind people that, hey, we're here and we're cool too, and we have activities, we have youth groups, you can get involved. We want to encourage young people to get involved. Why get involved? Show them why it's important to get involved. Be the change you want to see.
Yeah. I agree. I think that's a good
note. Take ownership of your church. Yeah. Take ownership of your parish as young people.
Ooh, I really like that. Put that on a bumper sticker. Just I love that.
And get it printed on a t-shirt. Take ownership of your
Beyond
parish.
Basic to the back. Take ownership of your parish. But I think that's a good note to start our game on. So, yes, our game is going to be fun. Because we're not basic. So I'm going to host the game, and you guys are going to be participating, and I have my little notepad here where I'm going to be taking score.
We're competing?
You guys are competing.
May the best person win.
I place my bets on Miss Arana.
That's me.
I place my bets. I really don't.
Probably.
Yeah. So the game is Jesus or Yeezus. Yeezus is Kanye West. So I'm going to read quotes, and they're going to have to guess if the quote comes from Jesus or Yeezus.
I'm going to guess that Jesus didn't talk about skeet.
None of these quotes are about skeet. So
I'm going to decide.
We're just going to... And if you want to be a part, you can put your thing in the chat and just let us know what you think, if it's Jesus or Yeezus. So yeah, I think we're just gonna get this show on the road. You're not gonna be Googling these, right?
No.
Okay.
No,
By the way, we have really cool cards again, and it has our logo on the back, and I'm really proud of them. So please like them. Thank you. These are really cool. Jesus or Yeezus. First one. I am the vine, you are the branches apart. You know what? You guys are gonna have to
Is there a buzzer?
Okay, maybe not that. Maybe raise your hands. I'm the vine, you are the branches. Apart from me, you can do nothing. Okay, what do you say?
Oh, that's from the Gospel of John, right?
Is it Jesus or Jesus, bro?
This is Jesus.
Okay, good.
I don't think that Kanye has like a gospel. He does he? He has a gospel
The
album.
gospel album.
The second one, God blesses you when people mock you and lie about you and say all sorts of evil things against you. Do you want to hear it again?
I don't know. Is
I'll go-
that Jesus?
I'll go out on a limb and say it's Kanye.
Are you okay?
I don't think that's Kanye.
Maybe I'm gonna have both of you answer.
I don't think that's Kanye.
Okay,
I
I
think
think that's Kanye. That
You
doesn't.
So
don't
you're-
think it's Kanye?
I don't.
so
think
you're
it's
team
Kanye.
Jesus and you're
Yeah.
team Jesus. Okay, so it's actually Jesus, yeah. So Miss Arana gets a point, and
Where is that
Loreto,
from?
you don't get a point.
It
Can you
doesn't
repeat
matter.
it?
It doesn't matter where it's from. What matters
God
is
blesses
you didn't get it.
you when people mock you and lie about you and say all sorts of evil things against you.
You know, I'm ashamed for getting this wrong.
Yeah.
We're even right now.
We 1 for 1.
This will make
Okay.
up for that Pharisees and Sadducees
Quiz.
Okay. Keep your nose out to the sky, keep your heart to God, and keep your face raising to the raising sun.
It's Jesus. No, raising
It
sun.
sounds like
It
Jesus.
sounds like Jesus.
So both of you say Jesus?
I say Jesus.
Yeah, I say
Okay, it is Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay, both of you get a point.
From where?
I don't know.
You know
I don't
the
have the
cool-
sources
cool-
here. I just have the quotes.
Are any of the quotes about Dragon Energy?
No.
That's one of his most iconic quotes.
Dude.
Okay. Next one. I am the living bread which came down from heaven.
That's definitely Jesus.
Okay. The Jesus ones are pretty easy.
That's Jesus.
Okay. Yo. I am like a tree. I feed the branches of the people.
That would be pretty narcissistic of Kanye to say.
But he's narcissistic.
Yeah, have you seen him on Alex Jones' show
No.
with the ski mask and
No.
the net?
No to Alex. No to Alex Jones.
I agree. No to that.
That's
He
Kanye,
made that
right?
man look
That's
sane on that
Jesus.
show.
I say Jesus.
You say Jesus. What do you say?
It's a tough one.
I am like
Can
a
you
tree.
repeat it?
I am like a tree. I feed the branches of the people.
I can't remember it from anywhere, but to be a contrarian, I'll say Jesus.
It's Jesus.
Boom.
You really?
You're in the
Boom.
lead.
I'm in the lead.
I don't think I'll get back that lead.
I'm a winner.
Yeah. I knew she was on a win. Okay. I live and breathe every element in life.
I think that's
That's
Jesus.
Jesus.
Okay.
I don't think Jesus
That's
uses that word
that's
element.
definitely ye.
Yeah. That's
That's
Jesus.
It's like an
Ye.
Aristotelian word element.
Yeah. That is Jesus. Kanye West, bro. Okay. And remember that I am always with you until the end of time.
That's Jesus.
Okay. Good job, guys. You guys are getting it. I actually think I didn't put your point, Loreto. Okay. Don't let your hearts be troubled. Trust in God.
Jesus.
Jesus.
Okay, guys. You know you're Jesus. My voice travels mountains.
That sounds like a Kanye thing to say.
It sounds like not Kanye. It sounds like
Is it too profound?
Jesus. I say Jesus.
I say ye.
Okay, you're right. It is Jesus.
I got that point.
You got a point, bro. So you're tied.
No.
If we don't have a tiebreaker. And all of you are children of the Most High, but you shall die like men and fall like one of the
That's
princes.
That's Jesus.
That is actually Jesus. None of you got that point.
Wait, repeat that.
That's Kanye West. I
Kanye,
repeat, that is
he has to play. He
Kanye
plagiarized. That's not
West.
originally him.
And all of you are children of the Most High, but you shall die like men and fall like one of the princes.
Oh, I should have listened closer. I think if I heard that princess part, I was hasty.
You were hasty.
The last word was like a dead giveaway. I don't think
You
Jesus
were
was talking
hasty.
about the princes.
Yeah. So don't worry about tomorrow. Today's trouble is enough for today.
What translation is that?
Bruh.
I'm trying to
You
catch
don't
her
get
by
you
answering
don't
a
get
loading
details
question.
like that. I pass. I don't know. I don't know.
Isn't this
It's-
like spelling bee? Like you can ask the etymology.
No, we don't do that here.
What's the
What
what's the phrase?
translation is it?
Yeah.
It's either ye or
G.
And-
G-O-D.
Can you
You know?
repeat it one more time?
So don't worry about tomorrow. Today's trouble is enough for today.
I say Jesus.
Okay. What do you say?
Are these Jesus things like specifically Jesus quotes or like they throughout the entire
Jesus. Jesus Christ?
Bible? Okay. Son of Man. Okay.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that one. Son of David, yeah.
Yeah.
Second person of the Trinity.
I don't want to miss out on a possible point, so I'm going with Jesus too.
Yeah. It's Jesus. Okay, next one. One day the light will shine through, and one day people will understand everything I ever did. What translation?
No, that sounds like ye to me. Jesus.
One more time.
One day the light will shine through,
and
one
everybody
day...
understand what I did. Something like that.
This won't be a fun show if I keep stealing answers, but it's just like that Pharisees quiz when I copied from.
You're admitting on camera you copied?
Yeah.
Okay.
They'll revoke my high school diploma.
Oh my
I'll still get
gosh.
paid the same. Jesus.
Yeah, it is Jesus. You guys are both right. Can you like be a
I'll answer this one
contrarian for
first.
one moment? Because you're tied.
We need a tiebreaker if we
Yeah.
continue
We need
this.
to name 3 Kanye albums and 3 books of the Bible.
3 books of the Bible.
Matcha Mark Luke.
Period. Those who use the sword will die by the sword.
Jesus.
You're both right. I am so credible and so influential and so relevant that I
Jesus,
that's
that
Kanye.
is Kanye West.
You guys are right. No, yeah, you guys are tied.
You should have started with that one.
We need a tiebreaker. What's gonna be our tiebreaker?
I don't know. You're the
host.
You guys are right.
You're the host.
Okay, your tiebreaker is going to be to list 3 of Kanye West's partners.
Partner
I can only list 2. Oh my
Kim
goodness.
Kardashian West.
She's not a West anymore. If I could do 2, do I win?
Yes, you
Okay,
win.
Amber Rose first, and then Kim Kardashian.
Okay, yeah, she wins.
Wait,
I
I'm
win.
not done.
I won.
No.
It's over. Buzz. It's
Sumik
over.
Rainey.
It's over. It's
No,
over.
no,
It's
that's
over.
cheating.
That's cheating.
He's
That's
cheating again.
Irina Shayk.
That's cheating.
Okay.
Like I won.
This is
Alexis
over.
I'm the winner.
Pfeiffer.
She won.
I'm the winner.
So guys, thank you so much for joining our episode. This is the second episode of the second season of Beyond Basic. And if you have liked us, then please come back next week. And if you haven't liked us, try again. You can come back next week still. And tell your friends and your sisters and your brothers and your aunts and your uncles and your nieces and your nephews and everybody you know to please watch Beyond Basic. You can send the link. It's gonna be up on Facebook even after the live ends. So please show it to everyone that you know. And this has been such a pleasure, Miss Arana, to have you. And we're so excited to see what you're going to do in our diocese and how you're going to be the change that you want to see in our diocese and draw young people to the Lord.
Well, thank you both for having me. And I'm inviting myself again to our next show because, you know, that's what I do. I'm bombastic. You know, I'm bombastic. Let me give Loreto bombastic side eye. Right? So thank you for having me, and yeah, I really had a good time.
Yeah, we had a great time too. We definitely have to have you on
I need
again.
to brush up on my Kanye discography and partner. I'm still stuck in this Kanye West Skeet Davidson drama. I think it's the best thing to come out of the early 2020s.
Anyways.
Yeah. So thank you, Loreto, for that insight.
Yes, and you know, you are dragon energy, and so I appreciate that on the set. We are both dragon energy.
Exactly.
I don't know what that means.
I don't
It's
quite.
a Kanye West quote.
Don't quite, but yeah. Mother of Dragons energy.
Game of Thrones. I don't know. But yeah. So thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Mr. Arana.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Loreto, for everything. Any final words, co-host, that don't have to do with Kanye
I
West?
do, and this is my drag down, you know, the mood a bit.
Okay.
But earlier today, I think it's hit across a lot of social media, WhatsApp group chats, that Fatherless was not doing well. I'm happy to say that from what I've heard, he's now in stable condition, but we need to keep him in our prayers as we pray for a healthy recovery. I believe he's one of the older diocesan priests, and you know, for Belizeans, he's like he's a name in Belize. Everybody knows Fatherless. Everybody, you know, way back. Apparently, he knew all of my family, and so he's a very important and special priest for Belize. So please keep him in your prayers.
Yeah. Thank you, Loreto, for that. Those closing words. Yeah. So keep Father Leslie and all our priests in our diocese in your prayers. On that note, we're going to end our second episode. Please come back next week. Thank you so much for joining us this week on this episode. And thank you so much, and God bless.
Deuces. Bye.